What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again with another power recap. Before I get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button, the like button. Also, be sure to hit the bell so whenever I upload, you get a notification. Also, leave me a comment. We got a lot to talk about in this episode. When I saw this episode, the only thing I thought about was, man, this is exactly why so many people say that this is the best TV show that's on TV. That might have been on. Listen, I'm in a couple different groups on social media. You know, we talk about Power XYZ, and you know they rave about Power as if it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And I must admit, this episode here, it kind of swayed me over to thinking like that, because this episode, we didn't get any Silver. We didn't get any, it was somebody else missing from this episode. I'll think about it in a minute. But we didn't get any Silver, and it's like nothing was missed. But anyways, jumping right into it, man. The episode kicks off at Angela's apartment, where it left off last week, 2 weeks ago, right? And so, Ghost and Tasha was going back and forth about who is gonna take the rap for killing Ray Ray, right? And so Ghost was like, "No, Tasha, this is my family. If anybody's gonna take the fall, it'll be me." And so Tasha was like, not Tasha, Angela was like, "You don't sit your behind down somewhere? Boy, you too dumb to take a rap. Because ain't nobody gonna believe nothing you got to say." Then she just started questioning him, question after question after question. And she was just like, "You can't answer these questions. What make you think you're gonna be able to answer, some real interrogation questions?" I'm just like, Ghost, you're usually smarter than this. And I get that you're trying to make a rational decision. Being with everything that's going on, it looks like you guys are gonna be, caught up and XYZ. And so he was just like, "Man, you ain't giving me enough time to answer these questions." And Angela was like, "Look here, nigga." She say, excuse me. She say, "They ain't gonna give you no time." And then what pissed me off was when Tasha told myself, "Yeah, Ghost, yeah, James, they're not gonna give you any time to answer these questions either, so you need to, XYZ. And I'm just like, shut up. Just a few minutes ago, you were saying that you was gonna take the route for Tariq. Now that Ghost saying that he gonna take the route for Tariq, you wanna criticize. You ain't the lawyer here. Sit your butt back and play your play. Stay in your lane for once. Like, you was out, look here. You ain't trying to talk him down when he said he'll take the blame. You were just talking. Because I don't believe you was going to take the blame for one second. Anyways, so after they figured out that it's a bad idea for Ghost to take the blame, he started looking for, well, what if we find, somebody to take the fault? And so he comes up with the idea of saying it was Dre, right? And of course, Tasha want to be, look, at this point, I think Tasha just want to have a say-so in everything that goes on, because she really getting on my nerves, y'all. So she come up with the idea saying they should frame Kanan, and obviously, Ghost was like, "No, man, that's not a bad idea. Kanan saved Tariq, XYZ." And you know what? Look, Tasha can say whatever she wants to. I know she don't know. Or at least I believe she don't know. But Kanan has been, other than teaching Tariq about the street life and how to be a thug and XYZ, Kanan has been nothing but protective of Tariq. He has taken Tariq under his arms, under his wing, and made sure that, nothing or nobody messed with Tariq. Remember, he killed his own blood for Tariq. So, and Tasha know that. Tasha know that, he killed Junebug for Tariq. But anyways, Ghost was like, "That's a bad idea, man. Bad idea." Anyways, moving on. Now we at the DA office where Valdez works. And the DA agents, Donovan, Mark, Sack, and Tamika, I think that's her name. They talking about how Tasha's story, her alibi about Silver is fishy. Now that Silver has up and left town and no one knows where he is. So they were just like, so Tasha lied. So basically they just figuring out that Tasha alibi is a lie, right? So I believe it was Sax walked out. Yeah, Sax and Donovan, basically giving Mox and Tamika the update about the prison guard that quote unquote James killed, according to Teresi, how there's no video footage. No video footage or anything like that. Only thing we going on at this point is Teresi's word. And I mean, do we really want Teresi to be a witness? Like at this point, do we really want Teresi snitching ASS to be a witness? I'm tired of it. But anyway, so Tamika was just like, you know what I'm saying? Keep this from Angela. If she get her hands on it, who knows what she gonna do with it. Moving on, because it wasn't too much in that scene I wanted to address. We get a scene at Dre little, trap house, his little meetup spot with his crew. I forget them two no names. They lame. They do boys. They getting on my nerve with Dre. Anyway, so he basically asked them like what happened. How come Kanan killed Diego? And they was like, oh, what happened with Jason XYZ? Because Dre was supposed to kill Jason, but obviously Jason wasn't there. So anyways, that was a whole bunch of nothing. So Cristobal comes in, and Dre is going to introduce Cristobal to Quinn, because Cristobal is going to take over the day-to-day operations in the club while Dre is handling the whatever drug business that Alicia got going on with the Jimenez cartel. So he told Cristobal, hey, look here, bro. When we get in front of Quinn, address me as Mr. Coleman. And I'm just like, boy, you ain't got see, this is my issue with Dre. You ain't got all your soldiers in line. If you got to tell him before the fact that I need you to call me Mr. Coleman, he should already know that. He should already know that, because I tell you what, when Dre was working for Ghost, anytime he was at Truth or in the public eye, you know what he addressed him as? It was James. He never addressed him as his Ghost. It was either James, and I believe a couple of times he says, Mr. St. Patrick. But moving on. So now we at Tommy crib, right? Ghost tells Tommy, basically, you know what I'm saying, he killed Diego. Tommy started tripping. Like, oh, Ghost, why didn't you tell me? Tommy's starting to act like Tasha. He really is, man. You getting on my nerve. You over here want to play Let's Make a Family with your snitching behind daddy, and his woman is dying. You need to sit your behind down somewhere. You so busy wanting to have a daddy, you ain't got time to know what's going on over here. Anyway, so, Ghost was like, hey, I need to holler at Tommy for a minute. Kanan, can you step out? So, Tommy was like, nah, Kanan ain't got to go nowhere. So Kanan was just like, you know what, Bump, I got somewhere to be, XYZ. So Ghost basically told Tommy, like, listen, text, Jason, and let Jason know that I killed Diego and I had to buy you some more time, XYZ. So he did. Jason texts back, like, you got a little bit more time, brother. And then, Ghost gives Tommy the plan about possibly, or not possibly, trying to frame Drake. Wasn't too much in that scene either, but it gets better, as you guys know who've seen the episode. Moving on. So, the DEA, we back at the DEA office, right? They bring Proctor in, and as Proctor is coming in, he sees his cousin Vinny leaving, right? So Proctor goes to sit down with Mox, and basically Mox, he's fishing at this point. He put the picture of the dead prison guard in front of Proctor and was like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know anything about James having him killed? Because you authorized him being transported or something like that, inmate being transported, the inmate that was killed too, being transported to somewhere else, XYZ was the last person to have contact with him, blase. And then, Proctor was playing it cool, like, man, I don't know nothing, XYZ. So then Mox hit him with we have a witness. We have a witness. And Proctor starts sweating. He starts sweating. And you know what? He pissing me off. He done got his little law license back, and he feel like I got to do everything to protect him. Nah, bro, you dealing with some gangsters. If you know like I know, you better make sure that you protecting your life and your daughter's life more so than you try to protect them little law license that you done got back. But anyway, so Mox was like, man, your hand is in every single crime that St. Patrick has committed, and you going down as a accomplice. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he started sweating. Moving on. Kanan and Tariq meets up in somewhere. Kanan got all these private locations that nobody knows about. and he had some drugs. You know, he got whatever you want: weed, coke, ecstasy, Xanax, Percocet. I mean, Kanan is the plug. You hear me? So he basically, you know what I'm saying, be like, hey, Tariq, you gonna sell this? It should make about this amount. And then Tariq, oh yeah, Ricky, he ain't even a Ricky yet. He ain't even got his feet wet. He getting so excited about how much money Kanan told him all of the drugs was worth. And Kanan told him, like, you gonna have to bring me back 11,000 out of that 15, out of that 16K. And Tariq face was like, man, you mean I ain't gonna be able to keep all the money? And Kanan said, boy, don't be greedy. This is how this work. I'm the plug. You pay me. This is my product. I'm paying you a Ricky. And you, Ricky. Moving on. So, you know, we go to the meeting with Quinn, Mr. Coleman, where he introduced Cristobal to Quinn and was like, you know, he gonna be running day-to-day club operations. We moving on. We don't even want to talk about that too much. Next, we get a scene where Kanan goes to meet with the Italians. Yes, the Italians that Tommy want to be related to so bad. And basically, he tells the Italians, like, look, now that Tommy's out the picture, I want to be the new supplier. Kanan is making moves, baby. And I love it because while Tommy around here trying to find a daddy, you a grown behind man trying to reconnect with your daddy that's snitching on you. And you know, let me get back on subject. So, anyway, Kanan is talking to the Italians about possibly being their new supplier, and he basically tells them that Ghost is the reason that Nicholas got shot. You remember the shootout when you know he hired but whatever them two little punks name becomes shooter. He was like, Ghost sent that hit, right? And so they instantly flipped the camera on Tariq, and Tariq looking like my daddy had something to do with that, or Tariq. This would have been a perfect episode for us to get some vengeance on Tariq. But anyways, I'm gonna stay on this. I'm gonna stay the topic. So, the head of the Italian organization, I believe it was Nicholas, they spoke in Spanish like, you know, can we trust him? And then Tariq was like, he spoke in Spanish as well, said you can trust Kanan. And so I was just like, oh, this definitely Ghost son. You just as smart, multilingual. Like he can speak, not multilingual, but y'all know what it is when you can speak more than one language. But yeah, I'm just like, okay, Tariq, I see you proving some value to Kanan. Anyways, moving on. So we get a scene where Ghost and Tommy is spying on Drake. They trying to just like put together a map of, you know, a timeline of how they gonna get him, X, Y, Z. And then Tommy was like, you know what? We ain't gonna do this right now, whatever. I got to go. I got a family dinner I got to get to, right? And Ghost was like, oh, bro, it's like that. You ain't gonna invite me? Like, what's going on? And so Ghost was like, oh, it's with your daddy. It's with your pappy. Oh, okay. So you know what I'm saying? Tommy got a little offended and hurry up and got out the vehicle. Moving on. Oh yeah, this is where it's starting to get good right here, y'all. So Tariq comes home, and as soon as he gets, speaking of, I thought Tasha had her own place. Why is she back in the penthouse? You need to go. You need to go. You up and left willingly. We ain't kick you out. You up and left. Get your stuff and get out here. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the episode. So Tariq comes home, and as he get out the elevator, he sees Tasha and Angela. And he's like, what's she doing here, Mom? And so Tasha told him. She said, excuse me, she said she's here to help us. And so Tariq talking about I don't trust her. And so Tasha just like, I trust her, especially when it comes to this. She just needs some information about Raymond Jones and all this other kind of stuff. And how did he meet Ray and blase. And you know, Tariq basically was like, you know, I met Ray through Officer Raymond Jones, through Kanan. And somehow or another, it just flipped. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. I'm trying to get my notes right. So Tasha brings up the idea of framing Kanan. And so this boy start cussing her out. He start cussing his mama out. And Tasha is taking it. She getting on my nerve. She, at this point, I don't even know. She doing more than pissing me off. You was raised in the heart of the Queens ghetto in New York City. Ain't no way in the world you talk to your mama the way that little punk talking to you, cursing you out. You should have slapped his little black behind down. You pissed me off. Because you need, listen, it's your fault he's spiraling out of control. Because you letting him know it's okay for him to act as though he is an adult. For him to talk to you and his dad any type of way in front of anybody. I can't stand Tasha. And she talking about something. Think about all the people that he done killed. He done killed Junebug. He done killed Sean. He done killed people that he close to. What make you think he won't kill you and us next? Tasha, you and Tariq still going off. He cussing at her, telling her, talking about something. I thought dad was the snake, but it turns out you the snake too. Just all kind of, he out of line. Listen, look here, man. Look here. I don't know how many black children can talk to their black parents the way he did without getting a beat down. It just pissed me off. Just slap him one time so we could be done with it. Somebody got to lay hands on him. I'm sorry. I'm sick of it. So anyways, Tasha was like, you know what, Tariq, it's either you gonna choose Kanan or you gonna choose us. And Tariq told her, find another way. Cause I'm not down with framing Kanan. I ain't trying to be like my daddy. And I'm just saying to myself, Tasha, you has got to be the most stupidest parent. Why would you tell that boy that you trying to frame his best friend in the world of the murder he committed? He is a child. Keep him in a child's place. Tasha always pissing me off, and I can't stand her. And I don't understand how y'all can stand her. She want to fix this problem so bad. She all out of line. She all out of line. Anyways, we'll get back to that later. So then we get a scene with Teresi and his wife. They come over to Tommy crib to have dinner. And Tommy's basically introducing them to Keisha. We don't care nothing about that, because I don't. Moving on. So now we back at the DA office. Angela's in her office, and Mops comes in asking about, what's going on with that letter of recommendation for the job that she, supposedly gonna get him up in DC. And so she was like, oh, it's coming, but I need to know what you're keeping from me. And so he basically told her that they have a CI close to Tommy, informant, a confidential informant close to Tommy, but she didn't tell him who it was. He didn't tell her who it was. And so she was just basically like, look, don't get caught up in Sack's drama. He's been after me ever since me and Greg broke up and went our separate ways. But Mox is after power. He don't care nothing about a personal vendetta that Sachs has against you. He's about power. He's playing both sides. He's trying to take you down before you get in a position in DC. But moving on, so we at Ghost and the St. Patrick's home. So Ghost is talking to Tasha about, he giving her an update about the plan of framing Drake. So she comes back and she just like, what about Kanan? What about Kanan, somebody who's off their radar, who, that they just don't keep up with? And it's Ghost, like, once again, like, no, Tasha, like, he ain't the one. Honestly, he ain't the one. And Tasha just so hell-bent because she just feels like, oh, we did it once, we can do it again. But this is completely different. It is. And you know what? I ain't gonna even say how much Tasha pissing me off because y'all already know that she is. And so when, Ghost tell her, that we got to know, let's use Dre, let's not use Kanan, for all the reasons that he said, she goes as far as to say, you don't want us to frame Kanan because then you would have to admit that everything that's happened to his family is your fault. And I Look here, I was watching it on the app, the Little Stars app. I was tapping my feet and I hit pause. And I said, Heifer, all of this started back in season 1 when this man told your black behind he wanted to get the drug business. And you said that little club don't nearly make as much money as we make on the streets. And then, you know what I'm saying, he asked you, what do you see him as? And she said, you're going to be the biggest drug dealer in New York City, the biggest one week that New York City ever seen. This is why all this started, because you didn't want him to get out the game. But now that your daughter done got killed, and it didn't look like your son could go to prison, it's his fault. It's his fault for seasons ago wanting to get out of the drug game. I can't stand Tasha. She just sign them divorce papers and move on, Ghost. I can't stand her. She just always pissing me off with that mouth. She blaming this man for every single thing that happened, and she don't want to take no responsibility at all. When she don't realize that if she would have let him get out the game, I know it's a TV show, y'all. I'm sorry I'm getting so emotional, but if she would have supported him and getting out the drug game, we wouldn't be at this point. It's your fault, Heifer. Anyways, moving on to the next scene. We at Keisha's apartment with Tommy. Nothing too much here other than Keisha gets served with a subpoena to testify in front of a grand jury regarding the alibi that she gave Tasha about silver and all of that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, she started questioning Tommy's motive as to why he's trying to get back with XYZ. I don't even care nothing about Tasha, not Tasha, but Keisha and Tommy. We moving on, y'all, because that's empty to me. So next we back at the St. Patrick's. Ghost comes into Tariq room and he asking questions about Dre and Ray Ray, as you know what I'm saying, like how they know each other, how did you get introduced to each one or whatever. And Tariq asked Ghost, are you planning on framing Kanan? And Ghost was like, nah, not K. We got another plan. I'm working on something. If that don't work, I promise you, man, I'll take the fall. You my son. I won't let you go to jail. And Tariq like, whatever. You selfish. You all about yourself. And I'm just like, once again, can we please get somebody to knock this little punk out? I just want to be hit one time. He pisses me off. Him and his doggone selfish behind mama. Both of them self. That's definitely her son. Both him and his mama, they just So anyways, man, Ghost ended up having a heart-to-heart conversation with Tariq, basically telling him how much he love him, he'll do anything for him, XYZ. Moving on, we go back to Tommy crib. Kanan's there. So basically, Kanan tells Tommy how Ghost and Dre made a deal to kill Diego, and obviously, what the boy named Tommy all in his feelings again. So they trying to come up with a plan about framing Dre. And so Tommy was like, instead of just killing him, if that don't work, we can plant Diego's head somewhere in one of these clubs or something, and whatever. Okay, whatever. We don't even care about that because this episode was so good. I don't even want to give too much time to the empty scenes that, you know what I'm saying, that was in there. So moving on, Tariq and Kanan meet up again. Tariq tells Kanan about Ghost's plan to frame Dre, and if that don't work, then he'll turn himself in. And so, Kanan is like, nah, that ain't your daddy. If he talking about turning himself in, but that's definitely your daddy if he talking about framing Dre. Wasn't too much there other than me just rolling my eyes like Tariq pissing me off again, like you talking too much just like your doggone mama, just getting on my nerves. So anyways, we get a scene with Ghost and Tate at Truth. They meeting up. Basically, Ghost is telling Tate, look, if you want to win the race for governor, you're going to have to separate yourself from Andre Cole. And Ghost goes as far as telling him, when I was locked up wrongfully, what a boy named Dre was running drugs through my club. That's why I got rid of him, XYZ. We ain't here for that either. I'm trying to get to the good stuff, y'all. Please just bear with me. So anyways, Kanan ends up taking Tariq to the old hood back in Queens. And he telling Tariq stories about when himself, Ghost, and Tommy was running from the police all the time. And he was like, man, Ghost was always the first one running. And it wasn't because he was running from the police. It was because he was out trying to run. He was trying to outrun, me and Tommy, because in his mind, he thought that if he outran us, the police would just set up for them two. And I'm just saying to myself, well, what's wrong with that scenario? I mean, all three of y'all selling selling drugs, and I mean, any drug. I mean, come on, man. Anytime you see anybody doing illegal crime running from the police, how many times do a group of fellas who are the police chasing run in the same direction? They split up and they all try to get away. Like, shut the heck up, Kanan. You ain't making a bit of sense. So anyways, he gives Tariq some drugs to sell, told him don't come by till he get his money. So moving on, we get another scene back at Truth. Proctor, look here, y'all. Look here. Man, Proctor is really he pushing it. But anyway, he questioning James about the whole murder that took place in the prison. It's just like he just keep trying to push the envelope to keep getting more information, thinking James gonna confess to something. Anyway, so James ended up asking Proctor about, hypothetically, if he was to take a rap for something he didn't do, how bad of a blowback would it be, X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying? And then Proctor gonna hit him with the line saying, the more you tell me, the more I can help you. And I'm just like, Sid, yo, see, he on thin ice. He on edge to snitch. He wanna snitch just to protect them low lights. So look here, I'm gonna tell y'all this. The season finale, he got to go. He has to go. Because I know they ain't going to kill Tariq, so let's get rid of Proctor. But anyways, moving on, James was like, nah, that's it. I ain't got nothing to say this to you. I feel like you know what I'm saying, you being sneaky. So moving on, we get a scene at Keisha crib where basically Tasha comes over and they talking about the subpoena that Keisha has been served with. And Tasha is doing all that she can to talk Keisha into lying for her one more time. She basically want Keisha to say that Kanan was over to the house doing Raina's mourning, whatever they had. I can't think of a good term, but she want her lying. Keisha like, man, look here, lying for you about an alibi back then was one thing, but me lying in front of a grand jury, they'll send me to jail. I ain't trying to go to jail for you and doggone Ghost. And I don't blame Keisha, because Tasha ain't real, man. Tasha phony, Tasha fake. Tasha, man, I can't stand Tasha. Any chance I get to talk crap about Tasha, I'm going to talk. She ain't no real one. You want all these other people to stand up and lie for you and cover up stuff for you, but you don't want to take no blame. If this woman go to jail, what you going to do? You going to put money on her books? That ain't enough. You want her to lie to a grand... Look, let me get up. I can't stand Tasha. Y'all already know. Moving on. So we back in Queens with Tariq and Kanan. He comes back with the money, X, Y, Z, and Kanan was like, bro, you ain't sell them drugs that quick. And so he was like, yeah, I did some little pumps. Around the corner, they, you know what I'm saying, they bought all of it from him. So Kanan counted the money. And he like, man, this money fake, blase. So they hit a block. Tariq identified the kids who bought them from him. He asked Kanan for the scrap. Get the scrap. Y'all know that's 50 Cent favorite line now. Get the scrap. So he hopped out the car. Basically held them up at gunpoint, got the drugs back, got the little money that they had back, and then this thing, he get back in the car. He just looking like he shook. Like he just, he a little shook. He ain't no real gangster, man. As much as he wanna be one, he still soft. He ain't never, he never got his feet wet. He don't understand what it take to live that life. That's why he needs to sit his little behind down somewhere. So he ended up getting a text from his mama like, where you at? And he let her know I'm in Queens, right? Little did we know they cooking up something, but we gonna get into that in a few. So next thing you know, he started asking Kanan all these questions about Sean and how could he kill his only son and all this other kind of crap. And Kanan was like, hey, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of Sean name coming up in these episodes. Sean was killed back in what, season 2? Season 1? Like, I'm tired of it. I thought we was past that. He dead. Let that man rest in peace. Anyway, so he asking Kanan all these questions, and Kanan was like, man, he was disloyal. You more of a son to me than he ever could be. You ain't never got to worry about me getting the scrap on you. And so Tariq just... Sean is his weak spot. But anyways, Tariq was like, man, I got to go home. So Kanan was like, all right, I'll take you home. So moving on, we get another scene at Truth where Ghost and Dre meet up to talk about, basically, Ghost asked Dre, like, why Jason ain't dead? And so Dre was like, well, why you ain't tell me Kanan gonna kill Diego? And Ghost was like, you told me to kill him. You didn't tell me how I had to kill him. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so he was just like, Ghost said, look, just remember this, you owe me a body because I gave you yours. And Dre, Big Boss Mr. Coleman say, man, I don't owe you a mother thing. And I was like, look at the big balls. I'm just like, hey, Ghost, you see how you got your protege talking to you? You better put him in line. You better put him in line. But anyways, you know, that scene pretty much ends with him texting Thomas Miles and taking out Dre tonight. Moving on, we get a scene between Proctor and Cousin Vinny. Y'all, when I tell you Proctor has got to die soon, it got to happen. So anyways, apparently he gave the Fed laptop that Tommy killed in Proctor's apartment to his cousin Vinny to keep. So basically Vinny is bringing it back to him, and you know, he basically saying, you know what, it's something on here that could put Ghost and Tommy away forever. And I'm just sitting, and this what confused me. You trying to be so smart. You're not even thinking. You're not even realizing that Ghost and Tommy can have your behind touch even if they behind bars. But you're trying to be so slick. You're trying to be so smart because you got your little law degree. You ain't no real, like I said, you better be more interested in protecting your life than the garbage behind law license that you got, right? So anyways, his cousin Vinny ended up asking, like, do you like them? Are they loyal? All this other kind of stuff. And he said, you know, it's crazy because I do like them. I like them a lot. And, you know, he was just like, I feel like they loyal, but I'm the last person on their list for them to be loyal to. Well, of course. I mean, and then he went as far as saying, I believe Ghost would be more loyal to his little girlfriend, Angela, than to me. And I'm just saying to myself, well, at this point, you know, I can see why. I mean, she trying to help cover up a murder. She got him off. She got his charges thrown out when he was up for murder, all this other kind of stuff. So, I mean, you know, I can see why. Anyways, Proctor's just pissing me off. I'm gonna just throw that in there to let y'all know. So far, I'm gonna give y'all a list of who pissing me off. Tasha is definitely number one. Tariq LaGrone, he number two. Number three is Tommy. No. Number three is Proctor. And number four is Tommy. I'm just giving y'all a list. I know we need him, but if one wants to die, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, finally, y'all. So Tariq and Kane are on their way home. So the police, the lights come on. And so they pull over Kane. And so Tariq was like, hey, you okay? I got that weed on me. Kane like, man, don't sweat that, man. We good. We ain't got nothing in the trunk, blase. So this is where the episode started getting crazy because it started going back and forth to different scenes. It was almost hard for me to keep up with it in my notes because I was so into the dog. I was so into the show. I said, forget these notes. But I got a little something. So then we get a quick scene where Ghost is looking for the gun in the safe because he gonna go plant it somewhere on Dre. And I'm thinking to myself, he asked Tasha, you know what I'm saying, and she ain't saying nothing. Like, she got this blank look on her face like, I don't know, Ghost, I don't know. And I'm just saying to myself, Lord, Tariq done stole the gun again. Like, Lord have mercy. Then we get a text from Tommy saying, I got eyes on Dre. And then this scene kind of made me feel a type of way because I'm just saying, Tommy, take him out. What you need Ghost for to kill Dre? Why? You doing it for the family. You doing it to avenge Rainer's death. Just take him out yourself. But he didn't kill him. So then we get another scene back at the penthouse. Ghost and Tasha arguing because she telling Ghost about the plan that she came up with for Tariq and her friend Kane. And Ghost going off. And Ghost like, you stupid mother. Tasha pissed me off, y'all. Listen, I was so pissed off. I felt every lick of pain and anger, frustration, I felt everything that Ghost was feeling. Because this woman, time after time, she want to go behind it, at least right now, with this situation. I don't know what she got going on. she wanna be able to say, I was able to, you know what I'm saying, handle this problem. I didn't need you, James. I didn't need you, Ghost. And it's pissing me off because this man, every season that done passed, he been the brains of the operation. He been covering up all type of stuff and keeping the family first. And you just sit back and spend money and blame every single bad thing on him. Tasha, I can't stand him. And I'm just like, Kane ain't gonna kill that little punk. Kane ain't gonna kill him. So anyways, moving on, the officers asked Kanan and Tariq to step out the car. So the officers like, we found a little 25 or 380 or whatever kind of gun it was in the trunk, and Kanan was like, that ain't my gun, that's a little B gun. Like, I'm a man, I wouldn't have no gun that small. And so they start asking Tariq, like, what you doing with him? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then Tariq flipped the script to my son. He holding me against my will. I thought I could trust him, but I can't. I'm in danger. And I'm just saying to myself, Kanan, jump across that police car, knock the dog, knock it out of him. Knock it. I'm talking about, man. At that moment, I was team Kanan so bad because I'm team anti-Tariq team against Tariq team. I want that little punk to die. That's me. I can't stand it. Him and his mama. And so Kanan just started shaking his head like, Ghost. It's definitely Ghost's son. So Kanan make a move. Pow, 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 pow. So Kanan ends up killing the police officers and Tariq and by this time they had to put Tariq in the back seat of one of the vehicles. And so Kanan had to, he took a few bullets, but he a G. He took a few bullets. And he goes to kill the last officer, which is standing, right diagonally across from Tariq, where he's sitting at in the backseat of the car. He put a bullet to his head, and I'm just like, yes, he finna kill Tariq. Well, listen, I'm on the edge of my sofa, said put a bullet right there, but he didn't. And it pissed me off because I'm just saying to myself, he really loved this little ungrateful punk. He really do love Tariq, because that would have been the perfect time. That would have been the perfect storyline for me, y'all, for Kane to kill Tariq. But anyways, he gets in the car, the police car, and drives off, and you guys know the rest. He ends up dying right behind the wheel, and the only thing I could do, I was so sad. Because I'm saying to myself, he shouldn't have died alone. It should have been one other person, one other teenager that should have died with him. And you know what? I wish I had something stronger, but this one right here for Kane. A real one. This one's for him. May a real one rest in peace. I'm sad, y'all. I'm sad. Oh, Lord. Anyways, moving on. So, we get a scene where Ghost and Tasha goes down to the police station to get Tariq, and Agent Blanca was like, oh, ain't not so fair. We got some questions. So they end up questioning Tasha, Tariq. Even Keisha was down there telling lies for Tasha. And the whole time, Ghost was sitting in the back corner in the chair with his hands like this. He was pissed the F off. And listen, we seen firsthand why he didn't want to frame Kanan. Kanan literally made a decision. Kanan was this close to killing Tariq. That close. Kanan made a decision not to kill Tariq. And Tariq looked behind, was scared because he just knew he was on deathbed. Oh, I wish he would have got him. Ooh. And I would have been like, that's what you get, Tasha. This one on you for not listening. That's why Ghost ain't want to frame Kanan, because he knew Kanan wasn't going out like no little punk. Man. God, I'm sorry, man. I'm so into it, man. Anyway, so like I say, they interviewing everybody, Tariq, Tasha, Keisha down that line. Then we get another scene where Dre, Cristobal, and Quinn going to the freezer for something. We see the full FBI agents behind them. We see Cristobal's head in there. wow, they're surprised. I mean, I don't know if I care about that at this point. Kanan dead. I mean, Kanan's gone. I don't care nothing about them. But anyways, then we get another scene with Proctor in the office with Mark, Sax, and Tamika talking about something. Well, I can't say for sure that James did this and James did that, but if anybody is happening, it's Tariq. Look here, we need to just pull out something, pow, because he got to go. You cannot go against the family. I'm sorry. I'm about to move him up. Dry snitching. That's what he do. He dry snitching. Anyways, the end of the show, Tommy goes down to the morgue to identify Kanan's body. Ghost ends up telling Tommy that it was Tasha's idea to frame Kanan XYZ. Of course, Tommy a little confused behind, don't want to believe Ghost. And then I forgot to mention this. Earlier, he had the nerve to tell Keisha that after everything is over, that her and him are done for good with Ghost and Tasha. Now I'm fine with being done with Tasha. But Tommy, that's why he number 3 on my pissed off list. That's why he number 3. I forgot to mention that earlier. But anyway, so obviously Tommy not believing it. Tommy don't want to believe it. He want to believe that it was Ghost. Tommy pissing me off. I ain't here for it. Look, this episode had me on my toe. This was a great episode. It was so great. I was just like, man, we got 2 episodes left. How can the season finale be better than this unless Tasha die or Tariq die, even Proctor die? I mean, but you know, to flip the script a little bit, man, when they killed off Kanan, man, I couldn't help but think, man, Starz is really getting tired of 50 Cent leaking episodes. So I guess they figured that we'll kill his character where it might make him feel as though he's less, I shouldn't say less valuable to the show, but you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be less invested in the show and he won't be doing as much crazy stuff as he currently doing with leaking the episodes and all this other kind of stuff. But look, guys, great episode. Hell of an episode. That's all I got, man. I'm sad that Kanan is gone. Even though I wasn't the biggest Kanan fan, we had a moment there where Kanan could have ended the life of a little turtleneck. But he didn't because he loved him. Dog, man. This one hurt me. But anyways, man, that's all I got, guys. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, leave me a comment and let me know what's up. And I'll see you guys next time. Kanan, R.I.P. Peace.